Today we're going over a beautiful Scandinavian Gambit miniature by the late Grandmaster Kamisi. Now, this Gambit, guys, I've talked about it before on the channel. I love this Gambit for black. I really think you guys should try it out. It gets great results in online chess, and it's against the move e4, in which case we play d5, and we go into a modern Scandi. By the way, I'm giving out a 30% off discount code for my over 11-hour course on the modern Scandi until the end of the month. If you're interested in getting 30% off on that course, on that purchase, or really any of my Gumroad courses, you could put the discount code in. Plug in the discount code CHESS25. You can go down the link below, down the description, plug in the discount code CHESS25. You will get 30% off no matter how many courses you decide to invest in. Guys, this position here with knight f6, there are so many fun possibilities. One of the moves that white has is c4, and we cover this in depth in the course. We have 2 chapters dedicated to this, 1 chapter on the move of c6 with the Scandinavian Gambit, 1 chapter on the move of e6 with the Icelandic Palm Gambit. c6 is what we're looking at today, and white here shouldn't take, because once we capture back, this is a hole. This is a hole. None of white's pawns can defend these squares. We completely own and have control of these spots, especially once we play the move e5, which is what we see in the game here. We have 3 pieces bearing down on d4, and if white plays d3, what do we do now? We're going to break it open. We're okay with breaking it open here because there's no rook defending the queen. We can take. Now white has lost their castling rights. We can capture on e4. If we see a move like king to e1, bishop f5. If we see a move like bishop to e3, bishop f5, which is what we see in the game here. So far from black, we have perfect play coming out of this Gambit. And, you know, look, I mean, if white wants to play something like knight c3, we can throw in a check. White has to be very careful now. King e2 and knight to d5 are the best options for white. For example, let's say you go to c1 or e1. Let's start with e1. If you go to e1, we can take on c3, play bishop a3. We're looking at bishop to b2 ideas now. And you can't put your rook on b1 because of our bishop. You can't do it. And if you try to get rid of our bishop with something like knight to h4, well, we just throw our bishop right into c2. You can't get rid of that bishop now. In fact, this rook can't even move without getting captured. And we're looking towards playing bishop to b2. Let's say you try to stop that. Well, I mean, we could throw in a check on e8. Now you got to play bishop e3, which allows bishop b2, or you block with the bishop, in which case we just win the game on the spot. As you can see, things can fall apart for white very quickly, very quickly. And if you go to c1, we capture on c3. You can't even take back because, well, the game's over now at move 12. But all right, in the game here, bishop to f5, white plays king to c1. Now this is a strong player. We're talking about an international master here playing as white. And white is in a bad position. We have castling queenside, bishop to e2 is what we see white go with. And now bishop to c5, solid move. And this Gambit bends the rules a little bit in terms of trading down. Now there's times where we shouldn't trade, but there are times where it's okay. And again, when you take on d1 and you make that king capture back and you keep that opponent's king in the center, you make them lose their castling rights. In the Scandi Gambit, that is what we go for all the time, and it's paying off right now. We're attacking this bishop. Let's say you play something like rook to d1. We got to realize here, when we capture, we're looking towards knight takes f2. And in this case, if the king captures, we're putting the king in check. I mean, you want to go to d2. I mean, we could play knight e4 check. We could play rook d8 check. If you capture, by far your best move, we take back. We're still winning this position. Knight c3, we throw in a check. You play knight d... Okay, let's play knight b4. I mean, white's position is just falling apart. And if you capture with the bishop, your best move, we're still taking on f2 here. And the idea now is that our bishop defends the knight. And in a weird way, the knight defends the bishop. Because if you take our bishop, we throw in a check. Much better for your king to go to d2 than in the line of fire of that bishop. That way you don't get checked, right? You don't want to get checked again. So you go to d2, but we still capture on c5. And great piece coordination here. A rook very quickly coming along the way. These knights are extremely powerful, side by side, covering so many spaces. Yeah, I mean, we just have a great game here. I'm still highlighting spots that they're attacking. Love our stuff. So bishop to c5 is played. White ends up capturing. We take back. Our knight is improved now. And white's position is very vulnerable, specifically the square of b3. If white plays a3, the game's over, guys. That's it. That's it. So, okay, we see the move knight c3 here. but that's losing. That's losing. Knight to b4. Black is winning this game. We're really eyeing a knight d3 check, in which case your king has to go somewhere where either a bishop or a rook is going to be aimed directly at your king. White here ends up going with the move of knight to h4. Notice, by the way, a3, still knight b3, the game's over, right? White plays knight h4, trying to get rid of this bishop. But what did white miss here? Well, white missed a mate in 2. How do we win this game in just 2 turns? We move, they move, game over. Well, if this pawn wasn't here, we play knight b3, that's it. Let's get rid of the pawn, knight takes a2. Here, white resigned. If you take with the rook, knight to b3, game over. If you take with the knight, your only other option, knight b3, this game is over. Hope you enjoyed this one. The Scandinavian Gambit is so strong. And again, going back to it, white should not take this pawn. The moment they take it, you know that you have a quality if they play perfectly. If they play d3 and bishop e2, or bishop e2 and d3, and they continue playing perfect chess from that point, okay, we have a dead even position. How many do that? Not many, guys. Not many at all. d3 and bishop e2 just aren't human-like moves. And again, even something small like knight f3 here, we're better. Boom, e5. We're looking towards that d4 spot as highlighted. We're also looking towards e4. And even if you try to slow that down, we're still pulling that move off. We're still better here. Again, if you're interested in my course on the Modern Scandi, which does cover that Scandi Gambit, plug in the discount code CHESS25 by the end of April. You will get 30% off. And for those of you that have got it, I hope that you've enjoyed it. For those of you that will and decide to invest in the course, I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I'm very passionate about the Modern Scandi. There are so many fun possibilities, and the Scandinavian Gambit is one of them. Great stuff for black. See y'all soon. To finish out, I wanted to give a big shout out to my Patreon community, specifically Walter, Rob, Steve, Rob, Ray, and Roger, and the rest of my Patreon community. Thank you guys for your support. If you haven't checked out the Patreon already, there are some exclusive benefits that you gain by becoming a member. I look forward to seeing you over there, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.